So they're like, all right, you know, he's sort of on a vibe right now. What do you want to play?
Yeah, exactly.
He's gone with the Tusk here to close things up here on their lineup this time round. And as we heard for the panelists, it's definitely got its strengths here.
It does. Versus Jug, versus Beastmaster, versus Lina, it always can have really good potential with Snowball. The burst too through BKB is really nice, so you're always going to have that BKB piercing disable versus the Jug too. I think it's a really cute pick. I think it can work out really nicely. I think they have a really fast-paced lineup they can play around. Zero cooldown reliance, really, while you look at the side of 11MONKEYZ might have a little bit more of that cooldown requirement when they are taking these fights, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit mixed on both drafts. I feel like they're both.
Okay.
I feel like 11MONKEYZ is a little bit easier to execute again, but as for what we saw last time, they really struggled. And I know the way Stoichkov is, that he actually, this is the style that he likes to play. He doesn't actually want to play the puck where he's always this initiator, you know, he's like all spell damage. He wants to be the carry. So that's why he wants to go back toward his Lina. This is more along his style. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do it, because it looks like it could be a difficult one for him versus the Tusk and the PA as the game progresses. So I think tempo is going to be super important for 11MONKEYZ. If they start falling behind, even in like 10 to 15 minute mark, I'm going to be concerned for them.
Right, let's find out. Let's see if we get a bit of a repeat of Game 1, because Game 1 was quite nasty for 11MONKEYZ. EU Rejects had a relatively easy time. I mean, it wasn't the quickest of games, but very much a match that did feel it was over rather earlier than the GG was called in that Game 1.
Mary should be just fine.
Actually,
Roses might be able to get it.
Can get a range for the Avalanche. They might have a chance. But no, good stun from Stoichkov. Will stop them from being able to get those last instances of damage out onto Mary. So they'll be able to save him.
I didn't even see Roses coming there from left field. Comes in. So, looking at bottom, the one thing I'm really worried about is BNC's lane. He is actually versus the two hardest counters, in my opinion, when you're playing Beastmaster. There's a PA who gets to go these free items. You get to go like Quelling and Blightstone, because you have the Chen who's just feeding you regen from Headdress and whatnot, and then you can't go Boar. So as for applying pressure as Beastmaster in any way in this lane, it feels incredibly difficult. But top, they're starting a tri-lane.
I mean, they've got the Dispose and the Blade Fury. That'll do it. Nice. There we go. Tri-lane. Getting what they were setting up for. They get that kill, get that first blood for Palantimos.
That is an interesting starting item. Blades of Attack. He actually just really wants to rush the phase boots as fast as possible in this matchup, but...
Okay.
Very interesting. He queues up Treads, but no way he's buying... I mean, if he buys Treads and has a casual Blades of Attack, that'd be very awkward.
He's just queued it up, so he had something to buy the boot component from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is a traditional matchup we see, so this is why I was saying the lanes are really important at least. Bottom, it's probably going to struggle for the Beastmaster, but top, I think we've seen Jug versus Viper, Jug versus Visage so many times now, because the slowness of those heroes can be punished because the Jug's been 295 movement speed on Viper, even with the Windlace.
I'll see in the mid.
See how Xantic endures, because this is a very difficult match.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for the Tusk, right?
Yeah.
We'll see in bottom lane. Already that actual aggressive potential here from Shad and J4. They're chasing the two of them out of the lane here. Nukamati and BNC getting brought down very low.
Quick TP from Roses. Without the Marcy there, we'll probably see that a lot, right? They only have the Jug Spin and a slow coming from Enchantress, so they can even just TP to their tier 1 and keep resetting versus these fights a lot. But yeah, mid, we know it's going to be one side. It's just how much is Xantic able to endure and get out of the lane so that when he makes his rotations, he's not just super weak. Because yeah, this actually is just Stoichov's most comfortable hero.
And yeah, not a bad game for him. No. You know, when you've got sort of like a squishy carry on the enemy team, there'll definitely be a bit of a window where Shad has very much got to respect the burst that Stoichov's going to be able to kick out.
Absolutely. And the item build for Lina this game can be pretty natural, right? You can either go for the BKB bots MKB, or you can do the BKB bots and Silver Edge build, which looks really good as well this game.
J4. He's going to get taken down there. Quick dispose into the rebound. They'll be able to punish him whilst he was sitting around rather low underneath the tier 1.
Nicely done. Playing around the axes, of course. You can't go your Boar. Nobody even goes Boar anymore in the lane. But into that matchup also, it's just impossible to get it versus Chen and PA. So nice stuff so far from the side of 11MONKEYZ in this start here.
And would you imagine this is a game where Shad will go the Battle Fury build, or are we going to see some sort of Deso rush so he can get active with the Tusk? Those high physical, get dagger in and then a punch in. That's going to be a lot of heroes getting burst.
I kind of like the Deso build this game.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they can just get they can be pretty fragile. Bottom, Shad able to jump away. Might still get grabbed. Nope, the slow. Does have a salve of his own. Has the Orb of Corrosion too, so they can keep applying pressure. And we are seeing top, although they were able to get the initial kill onto Chessie. This is what these Vipers, these Razors and stuff do. They just are able to shut down most carries. Roses will be fine. Ooh, okay. Step back in for a second.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that Palantimos isn't going to want to commit for him, even if he does try and chase with the Blade Fury. As soon as that comes to an end, Chessie will definitely be able to threaten his life.
They actually get the... I cannot believe he skilled Boar in this lane.
Was that rough?
Yeah, you just give it to Chen, or you just give free gold to the PA over and over again. I'm surprised he didn't just hold skill point. Because you can skill it, but you don't want to use it ever. It's just always going to be used against you. And now we're seeing this mid rotation. I think Effie was one saying it. Very important 5 minutes to be able to pressure this tower onto mid, because Xantic could just constantly get killed here if he's not careful.
Stoikov was tanking a few tower hits, so had to be careful about how he made his way round. But he is able to get the light stroke array down. We'll see a TP coming from J4. And he's going to be able to out with the setup for his Xantic.
They have Roses as well.
Down. Nukamani's able to jump over the rebound. He'll save himself. And also that bit of a speed boost looks to be enough to get Stoikov away. Shards will catch him, but... And in fact, the
stolen boar.
The boar's actually caused a bit of issue for Stoikov. Nukamani will come in with a dispose. Gets Stoikov a little further away. Another bit of a speed boost from the rebound. Stoikov will be fine.
Okay, I mean, some pretty questionable spell usage, I think, a bit on both sides there, but ends up being okay for Stoikov. I think the toss back also, I don't know, Roses just like threw him up in the air instead of throwing the Lina backwards. Bit awkward. And yeah, we see up top that TP back that we were mentioning as soon as they try to go aggressive onto the Viper.
And Roses.
Do they have the mana? He does now.
Mango. There's TP's coming in.
Oh.
Snowball onto the two of them. They'll get the kill on Stoikov.
No way Roses survives.
I think he's even going to get out. I mean, he tanked a Laguna Blade in the midst of all of that, and he still doesn't go down. They get the kill on the mid, and they get out of there.
All right. So far, so good for EU Rejects. They've endured that bit of a difficult mid matchup, and Xantic is soon level 6, so now he can pose kill threat onto the Lina over and over again. And they will get the rune. It's going to be a DD.
Oh,
kind of a dream rune for the Tusk.
Yeah, you get that level 6, you get him with a big punch, and suddenly, you know, you're dealing out Laguna Blades from your fists.
My thrift reward.
I've got to be careful around that mid now, especially if Xantic gets another +1.
Yeah, he did queue up Battle Fury. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see if he full commits for it.
I mean, it's still like, it's the default,
it's always
right?
Yeah, it's always the default.
If you ever want to take the risk of kind of going for the more aggro, you know, Deso rush.
And they outscale, right? I think that's probably the also thing he's telling himself.
Sure.
Like, the later this game goes, the better.
So he's going to get a great Battle Fury timing, and then, you know, PA, one of those heroes that... definitely one of those carries that, especially if 11MONKEYZ played the way they did last game, it's just gonna, the game's just going to fall into the hands of a PA late game.
Absolutely.
The PA's just going to carry out.
I wanted to see
throw against him.
I wanted to see these, you know, Deso one shots with Walrus Punch, but yeah. Either way, I mean, Shad, as we mentioned, having an excellent lane.
Yep. 36 and 14 here, having a very free time down bottom.
And I keep looking at mid lane, waiting for the opportunity if he sees it.
Oh, with the DD punch.
With the DD, he can make a rotation to any lane either. Like killing a Jug with the DD early is also quite easy as top.
We'll have the heals, but poison damage from Chessie should be too much. It is indeed. And again, Chessie, no messing around. He's out of mana as well, so he'll go for the reset, TP back to base, and here's the rotation. Over they go. Punch up here from a Xantic, but not enough to immediately take down Palantimos. He's got the heals from the healing ward.
Nice dispose. I think that actually saved his life. Good play from Nukamati to throw the Tusk away. But pressure put onto Palantimos. Unable to get free kills with the Jug in the lane, and also getting this pressure that comes in from Xantic with a catapult wave too. So top tower, he's going to start beating on it with this DD. He's going to get significant damage. They have the glyph.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
See how much Xantic wants to stick around here.
Nice dispel at least, taking off that DD for a bit. But he's got the second creep wave, so tower's going to continue to get beat.
I can't really burst Mary on his own right now.
No.
Heals are too strong.
I love how they're distributing the map again, though, on EU Rejects. They send the Viper mid after he's had a little bit of a tough one at top after he had to TP out. Xantic was still chilling up there, too. Gonna get his bottle refilled so he can continue applying pressure onto this Jug. And, yeah, Shad is just chilling bottom, as we said, having that free game. looking quite good for them right now, even though, you know, Lina and Jug are at the top of the board. They want to be more ahead at this point in the game.
Oh, there we go. Goodbye, Mary.
Up in the skies, lands again, up in the skies again.
So what is the build anyway for the mid tusk? Is it phase Ags, or are you sort of throwing a blink dagger in there? What are you doing?
I think it's very player dependent. I know it's like
you get some drums in there. You getting a Desto yourself.
Thompson likes I think he likes like Sanj and Halberd and stuff like that a lot of times. But eventually, you probably just want Ags. It's,
what a bit of the
so good.
Yeah, Solar Crest, is that kind of sort of left for just a port tusk? You're not doing that from a mid tusk.
No. It's way too expensive.
Saving up his money right now, Xantic. I
Yeah.
wonder if he's maybe looking towards something a bit bigger than just the phase. Now he's going to get the phase finished.
I'm wondering if he maybe does do the blink because he has like Roses isn't farming that well, and they're the two initiators, so there is a chance of him going phase blink dagger. But I think he could also just stat up. Yeah, it feels good, but he could also just go like phase into an Ogre Axe, and depending on how the game or Ogre Club, and depending on how the game is going, he can transition into like a Halberd, or he can go for that Aghanims that we do very much so want to see. Because repositioning versus Lina carry, who is going to turn into the carry, it feels like at some point, that Aghanims might just have the most value. Rune.
Oh, they're looking for something around this 10-minute power rune.
They see the Lina, they have this ward on the high ground.
Someone steps down for this if it does spawn bottom. It could be deadly.
Let's see.
It's going to be an invis.
Nice stun.
Be able to take that away from them there, Mary, with the micro.
Chen versus Enchantress, a classic.
Actually going to see if they can head into the triangle, but they're prepared. Nukamati and BNC making sure not to get caught.
I don't think I've seen Chen with Tiny in so long. There's so much fun plays that they can do, tossing Centaur creeps and whatnot too. So I'm looking forward to see them being able to do some duo plays together.
Now she's going to bring Stoikov down to the bottom lane. They want to try and use the ultimate to burst through Shad.
The reaction's already coming though. Roses and J4 are on their way.
They're diving in. Won't get the connection with the rebound, so no chance for setup from the dispose. Now 11MONKEYZ in a slightly awkward spot. They've got to get out.
Uh-oh, Lina.
That's the snowball setup. Onto Stoikov. He rejects, they'll be able to lock her down, take her out. So they try to make that move for Shad, but as we saw, he rejects quite like they were in game one. Very prepared for these sort of moves and just always ready to return fire.
They're very good about the way they react to anything. They were definitely calling. They're like, I'm gonna get dove. Shad's like, I'm gonna leave this lane. You take it for the moment. Get Xantic. 4 people TP bottom almost instantly. Well, TP and rotate, that is.
And that's gonna hurt the sort of the flow of Stoikov, which is going to be incredibly important for 11MONKEYZ to protect somehow, because we did see last game now Stoikov, once he's had sort of a few rough early game plays, he really struggled to catch back up as the puck. Obviously things are different this time as Alina. Maybe arguably a little easier to sort of make sure that you scale in ways that the puck couldn't quite after a rough start, but
nice move from Xantic.
It's not going to be easy.
Kept this catapult alive. Yeah, and you're going to be playing versus, like we said, it's going to probably give you a blink in this game for Xantic.
Something's going to be in your face.
Yeah, Roses is going to get his eventually later on, but them having an early blink on the mid, being able to gap close on Alina, they have tons of burst for her. And now getting mid tower, getting top tower, now they can start to invade, push the Jug out of the lane. And this is looking pretty damn good for EU Rejects so far.
Overall, though, we should definitely see Palantimos be able to keep up in Golden XP much better this time around. He's not going to have to constantly have an IO or a support babysitting him. He's getting that solo area to farm on his own. So, without a doubt, we're going to see more scaling, much more presence and an opportunity for Palantimos to have an impact. As game one, he very much didn't really get to play as the Luna.
No. Bottom, Jesse. They cancel the TP. They leave him. But now mid. Palantimos will be able to get away, so nicely done. 11MONKEYZ strike back.
Yeah, always going to be hard to catch this Jug until these blinks are really done. Well, once they do have those, if they have the jump on the Tiny and the Tusk, high chance. I mean, I pretty much guarantee those two will combo the Jug quite easily. And for quite some items time, there's not going to be that item soon that Jug's going to get to sort of pad up his HP and defensive capabilities. That jump, that burst from those two heroes, mix of the magical and physical, will kill him every time in the mid game.
Absolutely. And in the mid, or even like progressing too, it's like this is not an easy game for the Jug. No. The panel mentioned, Snowball, Blur, heals coming out from Chen. Chen creeps to tank Omni Slash, etc. It does not look too easy for Palantimos. Has now a roast opportunity.
Yeah, nice little early one here. 13 minutes for
Very
EU
nice.
Rejects, and one that's going to be done without any sort of disturbance.
And they can make moves immediately right afterwards. Their Shad isn't the most healthy in mana, but the rest of them are.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
I wonder what game that was. I don't even remember that one. Do you remember that one, this patch? A 5-second Roshan? who went for the level 1 Rosh?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
What game was that? I mean, that's how a lot of games out of the patch. But that must have been quite exciting.
It's not even worth level 1 roasting anymore.
It's not right, is it? I mean, someone must have done it from... It wasn't someone like Arkosh, was it? Did they do it? Did they try for a level 1 Rosh as me?
It sounds like it might have been them.
I feel like it might have been them. Because you're like, who else is going for a level 1 Rosh? There we go. Aegis on Xantic.
Now he can commit a lot easier to collapse onto the Lina in most situations. And his Blink's about to be done too. And he has Power Rune. So haste Rune up for him to get on top of these heroes.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Still a very close game. But 11MONKEYZ definitely wanting to be the team that's more ahead in this current position at the moment. Because as game progresses, PA will absolutely take over this one.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Are they going to get it? I mean, they're going to get the top tier 2 way faster than bottom tier 2 is going to die.
I mean, they could... do they want to turn up a defenders?
I think so.
They do, right?
They have the haste on the Tusk.
Yeah,
They can get a lot done.
They're going to try and slow this down a little bit. In fact, just... Who put it to a stop completely? Still, the summons are bringing the tower down low. The backdoor protections kick back in. Now, it'll get taken off again now, so they should get it. The question is if they're able to get away. Looks like they will. So
Nice
EU
deny.
Reject's not able to set up in time, and he's getting the deny. And with that, Xantic having the money for his Blink Dagger to get delivered out. So ready to have that jump. And ready for the initiation. And as you mentioned, the counter plays as well. Being able to blink in, get his team in the snowball if anybody gets targeted by the Omni Slashes of Palantimos.
Yeah, Omni Slash, Roar, Lina Stun just can actually do so much with this Tusk this game. That's why it's a really cool pick this time around. J4, he actually has his Wraith Pact finished. That's very early. And Battle Fury done too, so some really good item timings we're seeing coming out from EU Rejects.
Yeah, he's pretty insanely farmed. You know, 2k ahead of any other support in the game right now.
Like a puppy Chen. Nice and greedy. I like it. Very good game for it, too. For him to be able to have this type of itemization. Reduce a ton of that damage. As I think Panel was saying, Lina can apply a lot of damage, but it's a difficult jug game to do any damage. And it could be difficult for Lina if she does get got on top of. Stoikov has BKB ready, but as we've mentioned multiple times, Tusk, not going to really care too much about that.
There we go. So it's a slow punch. And is anyone else coming to help out? It doesn't look like it. So Xantic tries to make a bit of a move. Of course, Mary on the Enchantress is always going to be a slightly tricky one to get. Now he's disposed back into the into the Light Strike. Snowball's still on cooldown, so not able to get it off in time. It's just the Aegis. He's able to blink out. But 11MONKEYZ able to get rid of that Aegis. Take it out of the hands of Xantic. They will have to head back. Pressure's being put in up on the top lane.
They're doing a good job of just sticking together, though. They see the Tusk. They're like, that's the only way that they can make aggressive moves right now. So identifying things much better than they did in the last game.
Yeah, they've got the double blinks online now, EU Reject, so they had that Tusk tiny jump, which will have a much better chance of deleting most of these heroes.
11MONKEYZ looking to clear out their jungle, perhaps try to catch this PA.
Got it.
Won't be able to find Shad. And Shad, with his Battle Fury done, he is going to start outpacing that jug and farm. But will they catch him?
Oh, they've got eyes on him, but he's able to jump to the side before they're able to use any sort of catch. Shad's fine.
Very preemptive Hand of God used. Bit of a waste there from J4, probably expecting the burst to come out. But now there's no Hand of God. It's actually pretty good bait, at least. And I think the Wraith Pact was dropped too.
They want to jump back in here at Xantic.
Okay.
And he goes. Nokamati able to rebound off to the side, but Mary will die this time round. Poison of Chesty, far too much for them to deal with, and Chesty, of course, going for this Dragon Lance straight into the Skadi.
I like that he's going for his secondary carry build. I think, like we've been mentioning, they know that they're going to outscale at some point in this game quite heavily, and they're starting to get a pretty big advantage. 2k, Shad having free farm, Xantic controlling the runes constantly. And even though Palantimos, he's farmed, the Lina's farmed, as we've mentioned multiple times, there are lots of different counters that EU Rejects does have. I like that they're sticking together, though. I like that these three are playing together on 11MONKEYZ, just making sure that they're always there, just to make sure if anything aggressive does happen.
Roses. Oh, looks for the toss back. I won't be able to catch it on the BNC, and for that one, Roses will get left behind. Up on the high ground after trying to set up like that.
That was the Hawk, right? I think he threw up in the air there. Nukamati. He'll be okay. Oh, and BT, he did commit for... So it does commit for the Helm of Overlord. The Chen did go for Wraith Pact, but Chen can just go Shard now and just take that Helm of Overlord creep constantly throughout the game. Sometimes you do see some of these Beastmasters deviate a little bit with the build, but Chen will definitely be able to take that creep as game progresses. Still, I like that. I do enjoy that they're playing together. This 4-man squad still looking to be active, make these plays.
Zantic. It's going to jump straight in. Look at the focus onto Palantimos. Raw turns around things over towards Roses as he falls first, and they also catch Zantic hiding up on the cliff.
Nicely done. All because they're playing as a unit, making sure that they don't split up versus this pesky Tusk and Tiny that have the Blink Daggers. Now Chessie also.
They're going to catch him as well. No escape for him. 11MONKEYZ. Looking a million times better than they did here in Game 1 of the series. Game 2. They're looking to be on the same page.
They're playing like a team. I think that's like the biggest difference for me compared to the first game, because the other one, they were just completely split up. Yeah, this time, sticking together, kind of forcing mistakes from EU Rejects. Shad continues to get this free farm, but very nice moves to be able to boost up that net worth of Lina and the Jug, getting them involved. And Stoikov, what's it gonna be? Will he do bots? Will he do the Shadow Blade first? He will go for the Shadow Blade. So once that Silver Edge, he wants to slow down the farm of PA. And now he's getting rune control. He has an Arcane Rune to make the next aggressive move. So 2 times now, EU Rejects try to make a bit of an aggressive move with the Tiny with the Blink Dagger reveal, and it has been completely counteracted because 11MONKEYZ playing like a unit.
Yeah, it's not an easy lineup to jump into when they're grouped up like this.
And now they have easier forms of initiation. Nukamati has a Blink Dagger as well.
Let's see where they look to go here.
They have the Hawk scouting J4.
They're going to try and get the catch onto the Chen, and they'll find him. Nukamati.
He's high level on this Marcy, level 12. Actually deals a fair amount of damage here. And as you mentioned, the Chen was worth a lot. High net worth. 11MONKEYZ starting to really find their stride. 2K lead.
I mean, they've got great push here.
Yep.
Great sustain. Potential of the healing wall from Palantimos. They can stick around and really look to push in. We'll see sort of from Shad's progress. BKB will be done, so he has the Battle Fury in the BKB, but obviously going for the BKB first, meaning that his physical burst isn't quite as scary as it may need to be against some of these heroes of 11MONKEYZ. As we have been seeing already, you know, EU Rejects keep trying to make still little jumps, but not always taking down the heroes. We saw again, Roses tried to have a bit of a poke at Mary. I've seen this a few times now. They've looked towards the Enchantress, and you know, it's going to take more than the one hero, and at this point, maybe even more than the 2 with the items that 11MONKEYZ are starting to get online. They've got to be much more careful with the way they're throwing their bodies in at 11MONKEYZ. EU Rejects, they're losing these heroes. Now 9-6, 3K lead for 11MONKEYZ. 22 minutes in, they've taken out that tier 2 mid. They're very much looking to be in control of this game too so far.
Yeah, again, just really enjoying the way that they're playing together. They're just always having 1 or 2 heroes next to each other. And I mean, Mary's honestly baiting. It feels like multiple times.
They're going for the bait.
Feeding.
Yeah.
He's just jumping in and feeding because he's like, we have the burst. Wait, just kidding. No, we don't.
Yeah, you can't jump this Enchantress unless you're making a much more coordinated effort about it.
J4 just dying to the summons.
We'll see Zantic. I'll jump towards the back, but not enough burst. Not nearly enough burst to threaten the Beastmaster, and off to the side.
Rose is dead again.
Takes out Roses. They're falling apart here, EU Rejects.
Chessie.
They've got the Raw. They'll take down a Zantic. Chessie tries to TP out. It's very easily put to a stop by Dispose. It's 4 dead on EU Rejects. Woo! This is, the tables have turned completely. Now coming into this game too. 23 minutes in, it's 11MONKEYZ up with a 7K lead. And this time it's EU Rejects that feel like they're a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, like 4 times right after Tiny got Blink Dagger, right? They've actually died 4 times in a row on multiple heroes. Yeah, he just goes for aggressive plays.
That Blink's been a liability.
I agree. Of course, it's the right build, but yeah, just not making the right moves.
And
now,
been rough from Roses.
They might just lose their racks here.
I think they will. It's a lot of push here from 11MONKEYZ. 23 minutes in. taking the top set of racks.
Are under attack.
Nothing that EU Rejects can do to put a stop to it.
Is under attack.
Looked a little wonky in the beginning of the draft, or in the beginning of the laning phase with their draft, but they really started to understand how this draft is supposed to work, of how they're supposed to stick together. And yeah, we'll watch it again and again. J4 walks in, dies. Xantic tries to help him out, dies, and in the back lines also, the Tiny, I believe, is dying to the Lina by himself. EU Rejects trying to get back on the board here.
Gonna go for the jump on Nukamata. That one they can do. They take him out. Shad gonna try and take down the ancient creep, but the Roar's been popped out. He pops the BKB, but he's already been caught by the stun. He has to blink to safety. Roses will buy back for this fight. Chessie tries to commit it onto Mary. Doesn't get anywhere near close, killing him off as Mary's fine. Chessie will die. It's just another fight handed into the hands of 11MONKEYZ.
And now they have Roche right there as well, too. The first time Shad shows up with BKB, has no damage really whatsoever, gets locked down. And now they're kind of this, like, 5-core lineup, it almost feels like, on 11MONKEYZ. Even the Enchantress, like, Mary's dishing out a significant amount of
Mary's
damage.
having a great time.
Yep. He has the aura from the Beastmaster. Same thing does the Marcy. And they're just playing really well around each other. Very impressed. It looks like a completely different team from the last time.
It totally does. This series has completely flipped on its head from game 1 to game 2.
And Xantic, his item progression has completely stagnated too because of these. I mean, they've lost literally the last 4 fights in a row. Not even just lost, they've died with pretty much everybody and didn't even get a single hero trade, it felt like.
I mean, it's going to be down to him, the team trying to keep the game alive long enough for him to get that Aghanims, look for some of that base kicking, and hoping that Shad is going to be in that position where he will be able to sort of 1v9 as a late game PA. He's got still quite a bit of way to go.
And there's already coming to be solutions. I believe Stoikov does have the Silver Edge done, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Silver Edge is done.
All right, they've got the break. They've got that. As we've seen as well, they've got the Roar as well, which is going to cause issues for Shad when he wants to just put that BKB and commit into the team fight.
And they do feel tanky, right? Like, even when he jumps in, because of all the auras that they have, even though they're not the one with Chen, they have this Beastmaster that they're rallied around.
Yep.
The armor aura, of course, from the Dragon as well, too. All these little things add up when you're playing as a PA. Like Enchantress 17 armor, Lina 19 armor. Not easy targets to chew through as another Rax potentially going down.
Let's see what they can do here.
Ooh. They've been baited.
I didn't even see what they jumped there. What
Manta. I believe it was a Jug Manta.
Oh, they got baited. I didn't even see what they got baited by, but is it Manta illusion that we had BKBs coming out on? And Xantic was in with a punch. They really had it out for that Manta. I mean, they got it good. It disappeared before I could see it, but obviously not what they were hoping for there, EU Rejects.
They lost the game now. Like, they don't have BKB on PA. They cannot stop the push. Oh boy.
That was rough. I mean, well, game 3.
Game 3.
With game 1 EU Rejects, they stomped 11MONKEYZ. Game 2, very much looking to be 11MONKEYZ stomping EU Rejects.
Whoop, whoop.
Of course, this one not quite over yet, but it definitely looking to be going that way. So who's to tell what's going to happen in game 3?
Chessie has not gotten a single item after he getting that ulti orb, and now he's just dead again.
He's just dead at the front. Let's take a save. Okay, they've got the snowball.
For now.
And we'll be able to keep him alive. Roses, he's in. He's going to look for the toss back on Mary, and they will get the kill. They bring Mary down, but it'll cost Roses his life.
They really just want to kill Mary.
And the damage is still done in the mid. The Rax are taken out. They'll take away the Aegis of Stoikov, but he's going to be fine here with the second life as they can back off. Mega Creeps are now out against the EU Rejects. 27 minutes in.
No way to come back with their lineup either.
I mean, I gotta say as well, I'm a bit surprised by this. I mean, the game's already over, it feels like. But Xantic, he's queuing up a death zone.
I saw, yeah.
What's he get a second death zone? PA's gonna have one. He wants an Aghanims, does he? Surely at this point,
he's not gonna get it.
Those fountain kicks.
He ain't gonna get it anyway.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Who cares what you queue up at this point?
Yeah, 11MONKEYZ, they knew the timing that they could group up together, and since then, it's literally been 100% in favor of them. Deso's finished up, but will he actually be able to utilize it at all?
Looks like 11MONKEYZ will, they'll chill out. happy to enjoy this state of the game with the Mega Creeps at their side.
Yeah, they just need to back up control map, chokehold, force EU rejects to come outside, and then they get all the pickoffs.
War. Santi's going to look for the jump. And they bring Stoikov down pretty low. Shad's able to come in. They actually take him out. They've got the stun out as well. Onto Palantimos. Palantimos is able to turn with the Omni Slash over to Rose. His Hand of God will be popped. It's still Shad and Rose is dead. Palantimos, he was able to turn. Gets the Blade Fury and the Omni Slash off. They'll take down 2. Xantic trying to commit in. But 11MONKEYZ, they'll run him down. 4 dead. 5 dead on EU Rejects. 2 buybacks from EU Rejects as well. As indeed they'll tap out of this one. Game 2. I said a complete reverse of what we had in Game 1. This time round, 11MONKEYZ. They were the ones that looked to be on the same page. And EU Rejects, they were the ones that sort of looked pretty lost throughout the majority of this game. At least sort of from like the end.